specialize in music most people hate. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and our website. Let us share the noise with you.
Yo, this is John from Noise Dosage Media, and this episode is brought to you by Begrudgingly Benny. Interested in putting something horrific and grotesque on your next piece of merch? Benny is tucked away in the fiery depths of COVID quarantine, blasting the filthiest of old school death metal and drawing hideous creatures that he is waiting for you to adopt. Go over to Instagram and follow at BegrudginglyBenny and contact him if you would like some really weird original art for your band or label. Super professional, highly recommended. This is one topic I've been curious about for a long time, and I see that you have a Patreon. I just started a Patreon. What do you think people need to be aware about when it comes down to Patreon and musicians?
What do people need to be aware about?
Like some people take Patreon as like a bad thing.
Yeah, it gets a bad rap for sure.
Yeah,
I think it started getting a bad rap when like GoFundMe's and like Kickstarters and stuff started getting like stupid amounts of money. Like when Winter Sun gets like, I don't know, $100,000 or whatever towards like building their studio, like I can get why people are cheesed about that, but at the same time, people are willingly giving their money, so I can't be too mad. I can't be too mad about that shit. For me, like you have to offer things in return. So like that's just a good platform that I can offer things that I don't really know how to offer anywhere else. Like I don't have too much in terms of content that I can offer there, but I do like guitar tabs, and if you pledge a certain amount, you can have your name written inside the thank you list for my records. And, you know, that's just sweet. Like little things like that I'm like, I don't know. At the end of the day, I am kind of trying to run a business because I want this to be my career. So I have to do things like that.
Well, you already are.
Yeah. Now I am. And it's hard. It's like really difficult to try and like squeeze money out of every little, I don't know. There's like, you have to wear a lot of hats if you want to do this full time. You have to try and figure out like creative ways to get money, because there's not a lot of money here. To be honest, there's not.
And the thing is, like, you know, like physical media, music is just so like uncommon nowadays. I mean, people buy vinyl and CDs, don't get me wrong, but a majority of people to stream it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Well, the genre that I make like kind of helps and hinders like me doing this full time, because people in this genre buy physical shit. Like people are collectors.
Yeah,
like,
I totally agree. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like that, I have that going for me, you know, like there's a lot less streaming going on, even though I tend to do pretty well still on like Spotify and stuff, but people prefer to like purchase the records, and if they're going to download it, they'd rather do it on Bandcamp. So that's really good for an artist like me, because I kind of rely on that. I rely on, sorry. I rely on album releases and like merch drops to like for basically a big chunk of the money that I'm gonna save for like the coming months, you know. So when I put a record out and like the vinyl sell out, that's like my rent for like 3 months. So you know, like that's how
I've definitely wondered about that in terms of like profits in my case. Like I've never pressed vinyl before, and I know you have to print a certain amount of quantities through these vendors, and it's usually up to $1,000 to $2,000.
Dude, printing vinyl is stupid expensive. Like it's stupid expensive. Like I don't know how you make money off of that shit, because you need to like everything else that you print, you can print stuff for like pretty dirt cheap. Like if you're going to print like CDs and you go to the right place, you're going to get them for like $4 a piece, right? Or like $3 a piece. Like if you get the right amount, if you get like 500 of them.
Right. And you always got to worry about ordering too much, because that's always That's always the issue with
Yeah,
musicians.
that scares me for sure. Like having stock that's just like taking over my house and it's not selling. I don't want to deal with
Right,
that.
right, right. Like I have like 20 shirts right next to me, and I'm happy with that number because at least I have like I don't feel like I'm bombarded by like stuff that's not going to sell, but at the same time, it's like I have the stock.
Hmm.
Like you got to have something,
Yeah,
but
I like
you
having
can't
stock, but
you can't
there's definitely a
overdo it.
line. There's a line for
Right,
sure where you're like, oh man, how am I going to sell all of this?
right,
Um, and I like to have like multiple things, and I like to make things fairly limited if I can, you know, to like kind of drive the to drive the incentive to buy it. Like if I do a shirt design, I'm going to print 100, and then ideally, I'm just never going to print that again. So it's like super limited. If you want it, you have to get the first 100, and
right.
then
I
next,
totally I noticed that from you.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
yeah, because I remember wanting something. I'm like, dude, it already sold out. Are you freaking kidding me?
yeah, yeah. No,
But
I
it's
definitely,
good. You have to.
I kind of took that idea from like streetwear, you know, like these big brands like Supreme or whatever will do like one very limited drop, and people like line up outside of the store like 10 hours early to get that shit. I think
Right.
that's super cool.
And it's usually sometimes it's just a play on words, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it always works because just the nature of the beast with marketing. Like,
Well, it works on me too. I mean, like anytime I'm like, I'm a collector too. Like I like getting vinyls, and I'm starting to get into like tapes and shit too.
mhm.
So like when I see like I've been super into like dungeon synth. Do you know what that is?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I've been super into that. And every time like an artist that I like releases like a cassette, I'm like, oh, these guys only have money to print like these 30 for sure. So like I got to cop one.
Right.
So if I know something's limited, I'm just gonna grab it. And I think a
Yeah,
lot of people kind of have that mentality as well. So
right. And that's why the project that I'm working on right now, like, I mean, what's your opinion? Okay, if you were to be in a band, right?
mhm.
A full-on band, EPs versus albums. What do
It
you think's
depends.
more effective?
It depends on the genre, I think. Like I still technically like have this little band thing that's just we're just like a two piece. It's just me and my roommate that are doing it,
Mhm.
and we're doing like alternative rock, alternative metal, kind of like some metalcore things thrown in there. But it's just
Yeah.
kind of I don't know what it is. It just is. But with that project, we're pretty much just gonna do singles because of the nature of the industry and people's attention spans. It just makes a
Yeah.
lot more sense. Like all all music is blowing up on like Spotify. Like that's the place you want to be. You want to be
Yeah,
on the
you just got to
Spotify
be on a
playlist.
playlist, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you an example of like some really smart marketing that I saw from another band. Have you ever heard of the band Sleep Token?
I have not. No.
No. So they're like this super progressive, like gent band almost. They have like 8 string guitars, but then
Nice.
they have this like virtuoso singer that sounds like a indie like pop artist.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just all over the place. It's like Radiohead and like all kinds of shit. But what they did for the promo of their record is they put out a song leading up to the album every fortnight, or so every 2 weeks. They put out a song, so like leading up to the album's release. So that maximized the possibility of playlisting every one of those tracks because you can only pitch one to playlist at a time. And they were
Nice. Yeah.
constantly on everyone's radar because they're just constantly releasing new music.
Yeah.
So something like that really works for most genres, you know, like for something like atmospheric black metal or whatever, I'm not going to like drop singles because that's just kind of lame. People want to hear like a full record, they
Right.
want the whole
Right.
experience. So, um, with my side project, um, I'm going to try that singles thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I just signed sorry, not the band thing that we're doing, but I have this little project called The Ember the Ash, which is like
Mm-hmm.
the first record was like atmospheric black metal or whatever, and then the next album is like I don't even know, like death metal, metalcore, black metal all together.
There you
um,
go.
and I just signed a record contract for it, so we've been talking about all of that shit. I can't really release who, I guess, at this point.
I know
But
that. Yeah, I remember the last time we were talking, you said that you had like an album in store, but you had to wait for like a record label or something like that.
yeah, I guess I was probably in like the pitching stage at that point where I was just trying to see if I could find somebody. I actually recorded this album like 3 different times because I was like unhappy with it, and then I just re-recorded it, and then I hated it. So
There's those struggles I was talking about,
that's
dude.
so annoying, man. But yeah, the record's finally done, and I finally have a label that's putting it out, and they're cool with like the singles thing. So I'm gonna try that. Like every like 2 weeks, we're gonna put out a song, and every song has like a lyric video. So yeah, it'll be interesting. We'll see, like, you know, if Spotify playlists are more inclined to pick it up because of that, or what. But yeah, we'll see.
I've definitely realized like the new thing is just, I don't know, work as hard as you can to get on a playlist. Like,
it's hard
because kind of YouTube, you know how those big YouTube channels that used to share music were like really popular. Do you feel that they're slowly fading out because of streaming, or no?
I don't know. Like, do you have any in particular that you're thinking of?
Just in general, like the discovery on YouTube through music. It's just because it's a visual platform. I've been feeling that, like, I don't know, people are just getting used to the digital world where they're just, I don't know. YouTube is a more of a visual thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, like, still, music videos and stuff are pretty prevalent. I think like the potential for a channel like that to be successful is still there. I just think it's just it could have something to do with the monetization on YouTube. Maybe there's not any incentive because they're not going to make any money if you're like a channel like that, because the videos are just automatically going to be monetized by the artists.
Right.
Like anyone that has uploaded an unrequited song to their YouTube, like there's ads on those videos, and it just comes to me because there's an algorithm that finds everything. And yeah, so maybe that's the reason. I don't know. I mean, it depends on the niche, I guess. Like for what I do,
like black metal, it's always been
like the Light Fox channel was huge. I don't know if you remember that guy's channel.
I don't. You know, I just found this new one today that I'm like in love with. I gotta pull it up on my phone here.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What is it called? It's called Odium Nostrum.
All right, let me pull this up.
They have 50K subscribers, but they have like the best music. It's like progressive black metal, kind of. Like that's kind of their niche.
Okay.
But
yeah, it looks like it's doing well.
I asked that question because I was thinking of doing something like that. But
I think about doing that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
Maybe it definitely.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I actually did that when I was like young. Like before I was making music, I had a channel like that. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. I was just uploading like black metal artists that I was finding.
Like, don't you have to get permission from?
I mean, nowadays I would imagine you do.
Right. You need to get sued.
Oh god, I found it. That's cringe. So I remember this. It's called Zau Kulkodar. One word. Zaukulkodar. And it means black dragon in like the Lord of the Rings language. Zaukulkodar.
Oh, I couldn't find it. What the hell?
No? Spell it back to me.
Well, I just copy pasted over what you just told me to say. So.
It's okay. It's not really interesting. Like one of the videos has 25,000 views. It's an Autumn for Crippled Children's album that I uploaded.
Nice.
But yeah, it's just like I liked the idea of doing that when I was younger, and I was like, well, I can't make music yet, so I'm just gonna upload music and be involved
Yeah.
in the scene in that way.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah.
weird because right now, like, I figured out how to do it correctly and how to do it wrong.
Hmm.
And I'm like, shit, I'm already too deep into it now. I have to just keep going.
Wait, what are you talking about exactly?
Just in general, like the YouTube thing, like doing like interviews, like visual interviews and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
I
it's cooler. Like it's cool to just kind of do both. Like have the podcast audio version available and the visual thing.
right.
Because those
All
people that
right.
like to watch it, I like to watch it personally. Like if I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts like audio, but like I like to watch them.
Right. Yeah, that's the new thing, man.
Hmm.
And that's why I've been shortening. I've been trying to shorten my visual, like the videos, because the algorithm and people don't have I don't know, like tolerance for like
Oh,
fucking
really?
45 minutes of jabbering. Do you know what I mean?
Damn, that's weird. Because like the biggest podcasts that exist are like long as shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's Joe Rogan. I'm not no Joe
I
Rogan,
know,
dude.
I know. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is it only
It
because
has,
of the production value? Like I feel like people still I like to sit there and listen to like a long, elaborate conversation.
yes.
I don't watch
Well,
like Joe Rogan per se,
I-
but
if if you realize, if you listen to Joe Rogan, or if you watch Joe Rogan, it's all like in person, so like the quality is always top notch, man.
that's true,
It
yeah.
it the the biggest thing is it comes down to is
Production value.
quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
production and quality, and I don't know what's it gonna provide the person that's watching. Do you know what I mean?
Right. That's fair. I guess, but like I feel like this industry and this like audience kind of like would care a little bit less about that. Like
Hmm.
people are probably not binging your channel like watching everything. They're probably just
Right.
like they see the artist that they like and they're like, "Oh, I'd like to hear what this guy is like."
No, you're right. No, you're right. That makes sense.
So,
That makes sense. Um, so I saw you're a fan of Code Orange.
ooh, yeah, Code Orange is sick.
So dude, I've been trying to get them on the podcast for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
You should try harder.
dude, it's tough because like I don't know, like I've talked to big musicians, but they're like accessible. Code Orange seems to be like not accessible. Like I've tried.
I mean, aren't they like Grammy nominated or something?
Yeah. Once you get to that point, you don't answer anything, correct?
I would imagine, yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
Code
it's
Orange,
tough.
the new the newest release, man. What do you think?
Dude, I honestly I haven't been into Code Orange before that. I never really like listened to them. But
God
once the
damn.
once the new record came out, I was like, "Oh my god." The amount of like crazy production shit going on in that is just insane. It's so creative.
That's the exact reason why. See, I'm
Yeah.
not a big hardcore person. Like
Mhm. Me
I'm
neither.
not I'm not a person for like beat down or whatever the hell you call it. But
Nah, me neither, man.
Code Orange is like a different animal because they
Yeah, I
have
agree.
like weird samples and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that stuff sold it for me. I mean, if it didn't have those stuff, it probably wouldn't have gotten my attention like it did. But
Right.
I
Yeah, that
instantly was like, who produced this? I need to know.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
it's crazy. Because like as a songwriter, like I'm just so baffled by stuff like that because you just like you don't think of things like that. You're just like, how
Mhm.
did your brain decide to make these weird sounds? Like
Right.
how?
It's like they walk in the rehearsal like, "Hey man, I got an idea."
Yeah. I don't know. It's just crazy. That album is absolutely insane. But I should probably go back and check out their older catalog as well.
Check out I Am King. Pretty sure that's the song name.
Okay, I'll do
Let
that.
me let me pull it back. Let me pull her back. Have you ever listened to Forever?
Mm,
It's like one of their biggest hits.
let me just see what the music video tab is. The thumbnail, maybe I'll recognize it. Yeah, I've heard this.
Dude,
I don't remember what it sounds like, but
I got to see him live, and I got to see him live when they were kind of nobodies.
okay.
They were openers, but it's
Were
still
they
people
called
that
Code Orange Kids at the time?
no, it wasn't. It wasn't that far back, but it was just when they started national tours.
Mm.
So they were openers, but dude, I just remember people being like, "Yo, man, that Code Orange band, though, like, there's something about them."
Yeah, they have it. Whatever it is, they have like the star power.
It's like Slipknot on acid.
Yeah, that's accurate. I can feel that, and I love Slipknot, so that's probably why I
Yeah,
like it.
Slipknot. So, what black metal bands are you like? I don't know,
None,
into
no, none at all.
what?
No, I'm just kidding. Like what? What the
I
fuck?
hate them all.
These days, what am I listening to? That's black metal. Jeez. I might have to like actually look through my music to think about this one because the stuff that I've been listening to is not black metal.
No,
No, not really. Um, I'm still listening to lots of metal and stuff. Like Spirit Box is one of my biggest. One of the things that I've been listening to the most.
Spirit Fox. Who the
You
hell
haven't
is
heard
that from?
Spirit Box? They're like absolutely blowing up this year or 2020. You haven't
Let me
heard
see
like
here.
Holy Roller?
Let me see. Let me see. Let me pull her up. Let me pull her up.
It's the girl who used to be in I Wrestled a Bear once. That band sucked.
No, I don't know who this is.
Okay, I definitely recommend to check it out. Oh well, I don't know what kind of metal you're into necessarily, but this is more of
I'm
like
into
the
I'm into everything. I
yeah, this
mean,
is like the progressive metal core kind of stuff.
yeah, metal. Okay, my favorite metalcore band of all time is Killswitch Engage.
Oh, that's classic, of course.
Dude, they I don't know, they just have the catchy choruses, man. And
They know how
they
to
get
write a
me every
song.
time.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I mean, although that style of I don't know, pre-chorus, chorus, intro,
Mm,
whatever, is
it
a
got
little bit
beaten to death.
overdone.
It got
Yeah,
destroyed. Yeah.
they definitely do that like every song, but
Yeah.
it's good. Like
It sounds like super dated now to listen to that because it's like every band did that after them and it became so cheesy. So like as a result going back and hearing that you're like, "Oh, this is so corny." But then you're like, they kind of like started this, so I can't say
right. Yeah, they wanted to prove who they were by doing it every song.
that. That's true. It's like they're great at writing that song, but that's about
Uh,
it.
it's so funny.
Sleep Token is another band that I've been listening to quite a lot. I recommend you checking that out. For like fans of any music, I recommend that band.
See, I'm learning here. Sleep Token. All right, I got one for you. You listen to Daughters?
Oh, fucking what band is this again?
You know who they are.
Is this yeah, I remember this album cover.
Yeah, it's like really creepy.
Yeah, no, I've never listened. This is like one of those album covers that's like I see it everywhere because it's kind of critically acclaimed, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
to some degree, and it's always like on my list of like things that I should check out, but I don't think I ever did.
Oh
Is it
man,
sick?
dude, it's definitely. I mean, if you're into like electronic mixed with like, how do I describe it? It's like electronic mixed with noise, mixed with pop, and like horror.
Horror.
Yes, like that's
Okay.
not a genre, but like that's kind of like you'll be terrified after listening to an album.
I like
But it
that.
sounds so good. It's
I
like
like that.
terrifying, but like beautiful at the same time.
I love music that creates that kind of like response in someone. Like you actually get scared or like you actually feel something like that when you listen to it.
Right.
I remember the first time I discovered Zaster, you know that band or that guy.
Dude, I'm striking out with your freaking recommendation.
I'm not even going that underground, bro. Okay, so Zaster is like this one man depressive black metal project.
Well, how
He's
do you
like
spell it? How do you spell it?
Xasthur. He's like the depressive black metal guy.
Oh, wait a second. No, I don't know who this is. What the
Yeah.
hell?
So like some of the first things that come up are the song "Prison of Mirrors" or the record "Telepathic with the Deceased" on YouTube. Anyway, I remember like the first time hearing those things, I was like actually scared. I was like, "Yo, this is like really fucked." Like, I think this guy's like a murderer.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen this. The
It's
logo looks evil.
it's crazy, man. It's super like depressing. Like you listen to that and you're just like, "Oh man, I'm gonna do it." Like you're like,
Cash
"Oh
it
man,
in.
yeah, like I'm done." But it's so cool. It's so like, oh, it's so I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but it's just so cool. It's so cool to like feel those things when you hear something. Like actually feel disturbed by music.
Like, actually, I think that's the best type of music, man. When you actually feel an emotion. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always bands that try to be like technical and then write the
Yeah.
hardest things, but there's just something about simplicity. Like when
Yeah.
I write music, I always go for like melody
Yeah.
and catchiness.
That's the hardest things to write, to be honest. Like to
Right.
write like something that is like an undeniable melody is so much harder than shredding and like writing a cool riff.
Right.
And I love both of those things, don't get me wrong. Like I love listening to like technical death metal or whatever, like when it's the right time, like when that's what I'm feeling like listening to.
Right.
But there's just no denying a great melody. That's the hardest thing to write, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely well, plus with the synths and stuff. I haven't really dove deep in that aspect of it, but that would bring it a whole new level.
Mm-hmm.
Actually did it.
So what kind of music are you writing?
It's like grind mixed with black and noise.
So grindcore is something I've literally never gotten into. I know nothing about it.
See, no, not grindcore.
Just grind. Like okay, more like death metal kind of stuff.
It's like death metal, but like noisy and
Okay.
like in your face, kind of.
Okay, that's cool.
No, I can't do grindcore. Fuck that shit. I don't do needles, man.
Have you ever like okay? Have you ever heard of like porno grind?
Yes.
That's just the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. I remember like when I was like 14 years old, it was so funny to me to like go on these like blogs and go to genres and go to porno grind and just look at all these like ridiculous like artworks and band names and stuff.
Sperm Swamp.
Yes, I remember. I know that song. I can literally hear it. It has like dog sniffing in it and shit.
I don't remember what it sounds like, but it's just funny how I remember.
I can picture
name.
the blue logo.
Yes, the blue logo.
Yeah, dude, that was absolutely terrible.
Yes, it was horrible.
But I love it. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. Like that stuff obviously has to be a joke. Like there's no one that's doing that seriously.
Dude, I have a friend that literally does exactly what you're talking about. And like dude, he's been doing it for like 8 years. He just loves it.
Really?
He does like noise mixed with like just stupid FL Slayer guitars. It's funnier than hell. But he's been doing it. He's been doing it for like fucking 8 years.
Yeah. Well, me and my friends used to love writing like horrible music on purpose. So I definitely see the appeal to writing something like this because it's just so ridiculous. I just like I can't bring myself to like type out these titles into like YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. It's like the FBI is going to show up to your
Oh
front
yeah,
door.
100%.
That's actually happened to a musician around me.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. Yeah,
Holy.
Vo Kills. He was on American Idol.
Okay. What happened?
Vo Kill. He just he made a video with this chick, like wrapped up in a freaking chair or some
Okay.
crazy shit, and he was acting like he was gonna like do something to her.
Is
But the
this just a
cops
music
actually,
video?
yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's what? It's art. I don't understand.
Vo Kills. So it's VOKILL.
No. I'm saying the music video is just art. Like, why did they have?
No. I know, and that's what I mean. It was just funny how I don't know. They showed up to his front door.
Jesus. Like a bunch of people must have like reported him or something. Because I don't
Yeah, well,
see why that would happen.
He's like a rapper, but he gets a lot of views on YouTube and stuff.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not surprised somebody didn't get offended. It was all over Facebook, and you know how Facebook is, man.
Yeah. Well, it looks like my man's not doing very well anymore. His music video from 1 month ago has 600 views.
Oh no!
And he's got 2K subscribers.
What happened to him?
I don't know, man. Something happened.
Well, okay. Well, look up to the top. Scariest American Idol edition ever.
Yep, I see that.
Okay, well, a lot of his views are through Facebook, but yeah, man, yeah, you want to check something out? Watch that American Idol audition.
Oh yeah, I'm down with this. Another one of my hobbies used to be watching like the worst American Idol auditions. That was one of my favorite things to do as well.
Oh God!
Like
Anyway.
my friends and I still quote those to this day, like terrible auditions from American Idol.
Holy fuck, man! It's just so funny, but it's amazing at the same time. Like I don't have the balls to do that. No way.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I don't have the balls to do a lot of stuff. That's why. That's why I'm probably never gonna really be involved in any controversies or anything. Because I'm just like, nah, that sounds kind of risky. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Now, all right. So you brought up earlier that you do this full time.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, like, what? I don't know. Like, what have you learned about the music industry? Like, just going by yourself and just saying, "Hey, I'm doing this full time." Like, do you think it's like a viable thing to do? Like, what's it take?
I think I did it too early. Because it's like someone who's making the amount of money shouldn't. There's someone who's making the amount of money that I am shouldn't be trying to do this full time. Because like I'm in debt. I'm in debt right now. Basically, like in between album releases, I end up like racking up credit card debt, and then an album comes out and I pay it off, and like that's kind of the cycle that I'm dealing with right now. So it's not like smart for me to be doing it this way, but I just have this like drive that's like forcing me to do it, you know? Like every time I think about like going back to work, I'm like, dude, no, you can't. You have to just like try harder. So
try harder.
Yeah. So it's like it's tough, man, because I mean like even the stuff we were talking about before, like writer's block and not write, like trying not to write when you're not feeling inspired. Like imagine it's your job and you have to. Like that's when it starts getting like
the money takes over the
it's tough because you don't want to, like, I love music and that's why I want this to be my career, but I really don't want to ever like lose that passion for music, and that's what I'm kind of scared of, because I go through like moments where that happens.
And that's exactly why I asked that question, because I'm like, I don't know. The second I started taking like my old band serious, like is when I couldn't write music at all. Do you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Like every time that I would like say, "Hey man, let's write a song," like it would never happen. It would always be
Right.
at the most odd times ever.
Oh, dude, yeah, like you have to get out of bed because a riff like is appearing in your head and shit. Like,
Right. Or you're just like, you know what, man, I'm gonna write a song today. Like
yeah,
I had that happen to me a few weeks ago, and that was the first song I wrote in fucking 4 years.
damn,
Like,
that's awesome though. Like, I can't imagine how good that must have felt when you're like, I finally have something.
dude, I like shit my pants. I'm like, dude, I have like I've waited this long for 3 minutes of material.
Hey, dude, that 3 minutes it's probably pretty sick. Probably feels
It
pretty
is
good.
sick. It is sick.
Yeah, like I actually I love and hate it when like inspiration just kind of strikes at the wrong time. Like there's
Right.
this 13-minute song on my third record, Mosaic One, which literally like at 4 in the morning I was hearing this riff, like the intro riff to the song, and I was like, oh man, like I'm so tired. Like it's like 5 a.m. But like I'm like I'm going to forget this because every time that like you have an idea and you go to bed, you're like, oh, I'll just remember it tomorrow. No,
Right.
nothing. There's
No,
absolutely
it
no
never happens.
no recollection of like what you were doing. And like sometimes
Right.
I'll even record voice memos and then I'll wake up and be like, what the hell was that? Like I have no idea what I'm recording. Like it sounds terrible. I don't know what the idea was.
Right.
So like this time I actually got out of bed and just started playing guitar and almost wrote that entire song that night. I'm pretty sure I didn't go to bed. I stayed up until the next day. And then yeah, that whole like 13-minute song just came out and I was like, okay, well, I should definitely do this more often instead of just sleeping away the melody ideas.
Yeah. The
But
one thing I've been working on is, you know, my friend says to me, "Hey man, you're writing all these riffs. You're gonna forget them." And I'm like,
mm-hmm.
you know what, dude? That is good. So I started filming like every
Mm-hmm.
video, every riff I do that's like somewhat technical that I won't be able to hear. Like I'll take a video of it,
That's a really
just
good
in
idea.
case.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel a lot better now that he said that, and I started doing it because
Yeah, that's super smart.
that would really suck in
Oh yeah,
or a
100%.
year or 2 years where I'm like, dude, this is like the best riff I've ever written. I forgot how to play it.
Yeah, I hate that. I mean, like I don't really have to remember how to play the stuff that I write, but every once in a while I'll demo something out and then I'll come back to it and I'll be like, oh, okay, I have to record this for real now, and then I'll be like, I have no idea how I played this. Like
Right.
I cannot figure it out for some reason because everybody has their kind of shapes and stuff that they go to, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of naturally and things that you're used to
Yeah,
on
but
guitar.
sometimes you use a weird one.
Exactly.
You know?
That's what I mean. Like sometimes you do something weird as shit, and those are the ones that I'm always like, what did I even do here? Like I'm using frets that I just don't really use. It's in like
Right.
some weird key. Like I'm playing in like drop tuning. It's in like the key of like sixth fret. I'm like, why?
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I started writing down, like I have a chord chart of what I've been like. So say I find like a cool progression or whatever, like
Mm,
I'll write it down, and I have just a shitload of cool chords that I like,
that's
and
cool.
it like just the little things like I've noticed within the last like year or two that has like helped me write is what I don't know. It's just crazy on how long inspiration takes sometimes.
It
And
sucks.
dude, it just blows my mind on like how many releases you have, and like you
It's
just
not
keep
even that.
pumping them.
It's not even that many when you really think about it. Like, okay, I was live streaming on Twitch recently, and
Uh-huh.
people were coming into the chat, like fans or whatever. And
Yeah.
after I was done like working on music, they were just like sending me links of like things to check out, and then it just turned into like some reaction channel out of nowhere. Like I was just reacting to shit they were
That's
sending
what
me.
but people want to watch, like that's like
Hmm.
the new rave too.
Yeah, that is modern entertainment, and like I do it too, so I get it. I watch that shit occasionally. I don't know why,
Like
but
I did like 3 of them, and they hit like 10K views. Like that.
are you
Tell me
serious?
that isn't, well, not 10K, like 7K.
That's still sick.
Yeah, and like that would be addicting to anybody. You know what I mean? I stopped doing it because like that isn't what I want to do. But
I would do it because it's like it's fun, you know, and like if I'm gonna like wake up and live stream, at least that's like a fun way to do it. Because like I'm probably gonna spend like 3 hours watching YouTube every day anyway. I might as
Right.
well just like do it with like when
no,
there's
I feel that. I started doing it and then I stopped and then I was like,
But like I wouldn't actually do it. Like I wouldn't like upload YouTube videos of me doing that. That just doesn't really work with like my brand. I don't think it would just be kind of cringe.
And that was like the biggest worry. I'm like, I'm gonna upload like a bunch of these videos and then I'm gonna hate them.
Yeah,
And
for
then
sure.
and then people are gonna know me as the reaction guy, and I do
Yeah, you don't
not
want to be
want
that guy. Like, come on, I don't want to be the reaction guy. That's
Like, think of something a little bit more creative, dude.
I know. It's so overdone, dude. The YouTube titles that I'm starting to see for reaction channels are crazy. Like
The emojis,
no,
and
no,
the
yeah, but like
thumbnails
literally
too.
just the titles. Like I started seeing things like metalcore band reacts, and then I started seing like
Yeah.
old man reacts, and then like Asian old man
Vocal
reacts,
trainer,
and then yeah,
vocal
it's just like
trainer.
I think like one of them that I was starting to see like people actually like taking the piss out of that. Like I'm pretty sure some guy literally made his like average black guy reacts or something. Like they're just at this point they're just like it's funny though. But yeah, I mean like what I was gonna say was he said like the amount of music that I put out is crazy. They were sending me this guy. His name is Deha, Deha.
Oh yeah.
And he just puts out like a stupid amount of music. Like people were commenting like, yeah, he's put out like 20 records in 2020. And I was like, excuse me, what the hell are you talking about? And then I
Dude,
went,
that
oh,
ain't nothing on Buckethead.
oh yeah, does that guy release music like crazy or what?
Buckethead has like fucking 400 albums.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He probably just
He's
literally like just like improvises guitar and records it, and then he's like, okay, there's a record.
yeah. Well, he's like a solo artist, man. If you
Yeah.
don't know Buckethead, man.
Oh, everybody
He's
knows Buckethead, but like for
he's
the
an-
gimmick, probably. Like I don't really know much about his music.
Yeah.
I know it's like some
Yeah.
virtuoso guitar shit, but I've never gotten super into it.
Yeah, it's more like he does like loop stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just the fact that he has that amount of whatever albums or
Oh, dude, that shit like really blows my mind because like you know people say that about me a lot. They're like, "Oh, prolific black metal artist has put out like 2 or 3 records this year," and it's like, yeah, but like look at this guy, like look how much this
Yeah.
guy's doing, and it's all like pretty quality. You know, this Deha guy puts out like, and he does it through multiple projects. He has like this depressive black metal thing, and then he has like post rock thing. And they're all like actually doing well too. They all get like several thousand views, and I'm just like, yo, how do I do this more?
Yeah.
like now that I'm doing it full time, it's like I have no excuse. I feel like I should be able to have like a bigger output, but at the same time, like you gotta like I don't know. It's my own brain that I have to like. You are your biggest critic ultimately, so that's what holds me back from making a lot of music. Yeah, it's just like being a perfectionist and stuff.
Or just how do I put it? When I battle it, it's more like, oh man, this could be a lot better. Like,
oh yeah, dude, I almost always like abandon records instead of like finishing them because like I have to tell myself like, okay, this is done. Like you're done. Like stop working on it. Like you're probably just making it worse.
Yeah,
like sometimes you gotta just call it. You gotta call it and be like, you know what, this is fine.
Yeah, it's definitely a hurdle, but no, it's kind of funny because like recently I've been thinking, like you brought up being in a band with 5 guys. Yeah, it's always a pain in the ass clashing and shit. And I'm like, I know how to program bass, I know how to program drums, I know how to program guitar, and I'm like, dude, I love black metal. I might I was thinking about starting like a solo project. I don't do vocals though, and like, I don't know.
Well,
It's definitely something I do want to do in the future. But
dude, I've heard black metal vocals that are just so next level whack, but people love it. So I'm sure you could just make weird sounds that are similar to screaming,
yeah, just throw a
and
lot
people
of
would like it.
distortion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some
Honestly,
distortion
dude,
on
a
it.
lot of black metal artists, like the stuff that you hear, they're not even really doing like screams. They're doing more of like this kind of voice, and then they just hella like distort the shit out of it, compress the shit out of it, and then you get this like this abrasive like sound on your ears, and people are like, "That's so sick."
Yeah,
So
they're like, "Whoa, dude, this is the next freaking Frank Sinatra in black metal."
yeah, like the guy from Leviathan, Jeff Whitehead. I remember
Yeah,
hearing his raw vocals before, and I was like, "Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life." But like, it
yeah,
sounds so cool. Like once it's all processed.
right.
So
How hard is it to get on these black metal promotion, right?
oh, that one's
You're
easy.
on you're on atmospheric black metal, whatever.
Oh, I have songs on both of those things. I know both of them.
Um,
I wrote
like
them on Facebook.
how do you get a hold of them? I mean, like what?
Hmm. I mean, I think they those two both take submissions. I believe.
Yeah,
I have them both like personally on Facebook. So if I'm putting out something new, I'll just message them personally. But I got introduced to the atmospheric black metal guy from Ghostpath because he messaged them on my behalf to put up the album, the first album, and
nice.
then I think from there I may have just like emailed them for like further stuff until I had them on Facebook. But yeah, they take submissions. They pretty much upload anything that's decent.
Right, and that's what I was curious about. If they had like a quality control type thing,
I would
like
imagine they do to some extent, but
I
I
mean,
don't.
I don't plan on making shitty music, but you know how like some YouTube
I don't think
channels
anyone
are
does,
like, yeah,
unless you're porno grind.
unless you're sperm swamp.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so they're reachable. I just
Yeah,
gotta
for
write
sure.
something. I just
I
gotta
mean, like,
write something.
just go on their YouTube channels right now and see if they have an email attached to it. I mean, I remember from what I recall, they answered that pretty quickly.
And they don't. Do they charge anything or no?
No, I remember the first times that I reached out to them, I offered because I just always offered to be nice. I was like, "Oh, here's my new record. If you usually take payment from your artists, like just let me know and I can send that over." And they're like, "Oh no, we love your project. You can have it for free. We almost always do it for free." And I'm like, "Okay, sounds good."
Unless they really suck, we want money.
Yeah. I mean, like once you get on their radar, like they're pretty much into just uploading everything, right? So,
Right.
um,
And I feel like that is probably the best relationship you can have nowadays is with
dude,
these promotion
those
channels.
channels are such a good way to just start. Like such a good way because like when you just start and put out your first track, like who the hell's gonna
You
hear
ain't
that?
getting nothing. You
Literally
ain't getting
nobody's
nothing.
gonna hear that. So yeah, like when I was able to get my first track uploaded to one of those, and then my first album uploaded to one of those, I was like, man, like thank God for these because when I did the first record with Unrequited, I had put out the first track, I think on one of those. I could probably go check to make sure. But like instantly, the record label hit me up. Like the record label that ended up putting it on, Pest Productions, or like a Chinese label.
Nice.
Instantly, they messaged me. They're like, "Hey, do you have a record coming out? And do you want a label to print copies?" And I was like, "What? Yeah, let's
You're
go."
like, all right, I'm quitting my job. Fuck it all. I'm
Yeah,
going. I'm
instantly
going
just
all
quit my
in.
job after that. Yeah. No, but like, and
Going.
that at the time, Dennis from Ghostpath was like helping me with all that stuff, and he was on that label. So I was like, oh my God, Ghostpath was on this label. And then I'm already talking to him. So I'm like, yo, is this label good? Should I do it? And he's like, yep, okay. So maybe
Yeah,
that's kind of lucky.
I was actually talking to Dennis,
Hmm.
because well, they're gonna do a podcast with me when they release an album or something.
I've heard it.
You've heard it?
I've heard the
Is it
record. Yeah.
is it sick?
It's so cool. Yeah. It's really good.
The one thing I like about that band is like the vocals, man. They're just like, how
Oh,
do
the
I put
vocals
it?
are much better on this one too.
Yeah. Well,
They're more
I just
diverse.
yeah, I just like it because like I don't know. It's just a lot different from a lot of
Oh yeah,
black metal.
100%. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, that was like a huge influence for me even starting this project.
I remember watching that one music video.
The
They're all in white. What the hell was that video called?
It was either the Golden Number one or the Happy House one.
Happy House.
Happy House is like the depressive one where they're like cutting themselves and hanging from the ceiling, and then Golden Number is like the more elaborate one.
Yeah, it's not Happy House. Yeah, it's Golden Number.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember watching that and being like, "Whoa."
Oh yeah, that was your introduction to it. A lot of people didn't like when they did music videos because it like took away the atmosphere and like the
Black metal is not
yeah,
supposed to be
black metal
visual.
no videos.
Well, what's your opinion on
What?
black metal elitists?
Oh no.
Like have you ever been to a black metal show?
Oh yeah, for sure. Nothing like big. Like I haven't been to fucking Marduk or Mayhem or like some shit, but smaller stuff, yeah.
I in Rochester there was this one black metal show. I mean, I went to a few of them, but there was this one I just remember. It was like I don't know, 40 people there, and everybody just stood wearing black and just they looked like they were zombies. They just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are y'all doing, man? I'm having time of my life.
Yeah.
Like some of them, I don't know.
It's
Black
not
metal's,
a good scene, man. It sucks. It's really trash. It's not my scene at all.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't call it like a bad scene. I just think some of it
Yeah,
is
no, no,
taken
no. Of course, not all of it,
too
but it
seriously.
like of all the metal genres, it seems like black metal has the most elitist scene.
Right.
Like the
YouTube
most like
comment
stuck up
section.
like snobby dudes who are like think their music taste is better than yours. It's just like very pretentious, I guess. Um,
Right.
so I don't
At
know.
least at
Go ahead.
least you're in the black gaze, so it's like
Oh,
more
it's like completely different. It's the opposite. It's literally the other end of things. Because I
yeah.
mean, this genre is like the black metal elitist worst enemy because it's like blasphemous to their precious genre, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, yeah. So it's yeah. I
Dude,
haven't really had much experience with them though. I was hoping like I would get a little bit more like black metal elitists coming through to my channels and tearing me a new one, but never happened.
who is this fucking I don't know. What
I mean,
names
like
they could call you.
I had a few comments where like people say stuff like, "Where's the real black metal?" or whatever, and then like
Oh man.
I usually respond to them. Like I remember responding to that one. I was like, "Man, I don't really think any of my music can be considered real black metal. So like, what is you're in the wrong place. Like, what are you talking about?
You picked the wrong one, dude.
Yeah, like, dude, what? This isn't." Yeah, so
Like
I
a
don't
what
get it.
yeah, for an example, I just scrolled down because I looked up Ghost Bath for that video.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking title of this video is Hipster Black Metal.
Oh, that
Ghost Bath
channel's classic.
Ghost Bath are cringeworthy edge fags.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
I've watched that.
Wow.
Oh, that channel is ridiculous, man. All their videos are
Hipster
just like that.
hipster black metal. I feel
So
like I have
that channel and the like fan base of that channel is like the epitome of what we were talking about.
oh my god, they have a fucking email address.
Dude,
They
email
have,
them.
be like, shut up.
Ask them to make a video about me.
That'll help you out.
Any press is good press. Let's go.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen the cover photo on their YouTube channel? It's like
Oh
the
my
last supper.
god.
And you've got like Alcest and Deaf Heaven, Anthony Fantano.
dude, it's funny because like I talked to the bass player in Deaf Haven
Yeah,
and Deaf Heaven,
yeah,
and he's like the nicest dude ever, man. And I go in the comment sections, and they're just like, "Dude, fuck these guys.
yep. Oh yeah, for sure. Everyone
Dude,
hates Deaf Heaven.
fuck these guys."
It's just
I'm
because of
like,
how big they got.
yeah.
And like, I don't understand why people get so upset over like something being called black metal when they don't necessarily think it is. Like, how is that
Right.
so upsetting to you? I wish I had your problems.
Just to
Like,
sit at
holy
home and be like,
shit.
not black metal,
Not
not
black
black
metal, fuck
metal.
you, you're a piece of shit. Fuck you. It's like, dude, chill. It's just music. They're not trying to be Dark Throne. They're just making whatever they want.
Dude,
Oh,
speaking of Dark Throne, I've been trying to get in contact with Fenrez. I don't think it's working out so good.
oh, that'd be such a funny interview.
Do you know that I talked to freaking Gaul in
Oh my
Mayhem?
god, really?
I
Wait, the
did.
guy from Gorgoroth?
I talked to Gaul, the vocalist of Gorgoroth, and Necro Butcher, the
Oh.
only living member in Mayhem.
Oh, dude, that guy's fucking nuts. Or
Yeah,
at least he seems like it.
he's very okay. Like online, like when I talked to him, they were two of the nicest dudes I've ever met,
Okay.
virtually. But like in videos, man, I remember watching a video of Necro Butcher. He's like, Mayhem, yeah, that's my band, and we're the best band
Oh,
ever
Mayhem are the
made.
best fucking black metal band ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's from the documentary. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of him. If it fuck you, and then he's like, who? What do you have to say to people who think black metal is dead? He's like, who the fuck says that? You? Fuck you. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this guy's unhinged. But I think he was hammered. He actually apologized for that. I think.
Yeah. But it was just funny because like when I talked to him, he was like the nicest dude ever. Like
Yeah, I think he's
I
calmed down a lot now. I mean, the guy's old as fuck.
yeah, I talked to him for like an hour and 15 minutes, and like that usually never happens. Like I usually only talk to somebody for like I don't know.
Yeah,
Unless like I've
once there's like a bunch of dead air and you have like nothing left to talk about, you're like, well, I guess we should call it.
right, right. And that's what I mean. Like I'll do what I've been doing recently is like I'll have a podcast with somebody, and if they're like super cool, like you, and like I want to talk to them again, then I'll do an extremely long podcast. But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
other than that, like if they don't seem interested and they just act like I'm some press dude, then
yeah.
I'll just like
That
I don't know.
sucks, man. That sucks. Because like so many like I love doing this kind of shit. You know, like
Right.
this is super fun for me. I think. Like I if some artists like are not into it, like I guess I get it to some extent, but I feel like you have this like really negative view of press that is just like stuck in your brain, and you just can't
Right.
get it out. You're like, fuck press, fuck everyone. I don't care about
Fuck
this shit.
press, man.
Fuck the press. Yeah, but like this shit's super fun. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't have to feel like press all of the time. It can just be
Right, like
conversing with another
headlines.
human.
Hey
Yeah.
man, I'm trying to put you on the headlines and I'm gonna make profit off of it. That's what they
Yeah.
think of press.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But like when it's like small guys like you, like how can you have that mentality? You really think this guy's making money on this? No.
Right. Dude, and that's kind of the I don't know. That's the cool thing of what I'm doing is just like I talk to musicians I want to and I figure out who's a dick and who's not a dick. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, yeah, for sure. For sure.
but I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Like I've definitely learned a lot about the music industry and like I don't know.
I mean, I'm
It's
sure interviewing everyone is to some extent like an interesting experience, or like, you know, even if somebody's kind of a bad guest, at least you can kind of, I don't know, probably learn something, and then you have the
yeah,
option to like never talk to them again, which is good. So
right.
yeah.
I've only had one bad interview. I'm not gonna say the name, but
Oh,
all I'm gonna say is I asked one question and he talked for an hour.
oh no.
Like I could have dropped the headphones and walked away. And he still could have been talking.
Holy shit.
I'm not even kidding.
Like, was he just going on tangents, or like,
No,
what did he have
like,
to say?
dude, like I asked like, what is
How are
X, Y,
you?
and Z? Yeah, I was like, hey man, how are you? What have you been up to? Blah blah blah. He's
Up to a
like
lot, apparently.
he just kept going on and not, and then he started. The best part about the interview was he started talking about his ex bandmates and how he wanted to kick the people out that are
Oh
in the
man.
band. And
So
like it just turned into this big like drama thing. I'm like,
Dude, that could have
oh
been good. That could have been good. You could have been like, whatever guy starts drama on my podcast.
yeah. X, Y, and Z is breaking up. I'm like, oh,
Yeah. Damn,
but
that's brutal.
yeah. It,
I
it
mean,
was
I guess
definitely a
that was like an
funny.
easy episode for you. You didn't have to do any work. You're like, okay, well, that's enough. That's 1 hour, everyone. See ya.
The best part about it, guess the genre, and you'll know exactly why.
Uh, fucking deathcore or some shit.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
I don't know.
All right, it was like a mix between thrash and hair metal.
Oh, okay.
They're usually pretty talkative, but
Okay, I don't. Yeah, I don't know shit about basically both
Motley
of those
Crue,
genres.
Motley Crue.
Wait, they sounded like that?
Their image is
That's
like
not really
Motley Crue.
thrash. Okay, I guess like yeah, I guess some of the thrash imagery definitely bleeds into that like glam kind of stuff.
Yeah, but
Okay,
anyway, yeah,
so
that
yeah,
is
I'm
funny
sure
shit.
they're like fueled by like drama and like gossip and stuff. So that's why that's why they talk so much.
I'm kicking out off the record. I know you're recording, but I'm kicking out my drummer. I'm taking over.
Oh, that's actually what happened.
Basically, he's like, yeah, I just kind of, I
Just
don't know. The
between you
scene
and
here is
I.
kind of, the scene here is kind of dead, and like, I don't know. All the people around here are just kind of bad. So I just kind of record everything, and they just kind of act like they play the instruments live, and
Why do I have a
yeah,
feeling that like this guy's projecting?
I'll
I feel
send
like
you
he's probably
exactly who
not.
it is after. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna binge their content and like really analyze this guy.
Holy fuck! All right,
I'm
let's
excited.
wrap it up with
Yeah, sounds good.
what you been up to here
What I've been up to currently?
currently with music and stuff.
Yeah,
What do you got?
a
What do you
lot.
got
I
on the
mean,
horizon?
I have a lot on my plate. I mean, I don't want to pull a hair metal guy here and go off for an hour, but
No, you're good.
I I do have a new unrequited record that's completely finished.
Oh my god! The last
Yeah.
time we talked, you said you already had one done.
Oh yeah. Is that when Empathico wasn't out yet? Like the one that I
Okay.
put out probably last year. Um. So I have another record that's completely done. I have all the artwork done. The layouts are done. I'm done all of that shit. Did a promo shoot and everything. So it's completely finished, and it's in the hands of the label now to set a release date and all of that. And
When's that
then,
gonna be? Oh, I mean,
well, like I said, it's completely in the
estimate.
hands. Yeah, it's completely in their hands at this point. But um, I don't really know how to take a guess at what their release schedule looks like. But I'm hoping, and I would imagine it would come out in the first half of this year because it shouldn't take that
Nice.
long. Shouldn't take that long for them to do whatever they need to do. But I mean, pre-orders and single releases and stuff are definitely going to be before that. But yeah, I'm guessing it'll probably be in the springtime, uh,
Sweet.
latest summer. I'm hoping. Like, there's no way it takes that long, but whatever. So that's a thing. And then the other main thing would be my side projects record, the Ember the Ashes record, which we have a release date. Actually, I just got the release schedule for it, but it's not released yet. So I don't know if I should say. I'll just ballpark it for you. It's coming out in the spring.
You
Between
got a lot of stuff in the spring.
yeah, spring and
Oh, yeah.
summer is when it's coming out. The spring summer month. It's coming out then. But that one's actually set. So I feel like realistically that one will probably come out before Unrequited. Unrequited maybe summer. But I'm completely guessing. So I'm just talking out of my ass.
All right.
So those two things are the two main things. Since those two are
Patreon.
yeah, Patreon.
Get y'all signed up on Patreon.
Yeah, get on there, man. I mean, there's some pretty cool stuff. There's some exclusive content that I post there. Mainly guitar tabs. You can get your name in the back of my records or inside the records, rather. A little thank you list. Some other perks that I can't even think about right now. Oh yeah, like I usually post like leading up to a record's release. I usually post like little snippets of the tracks. So
Yep.
I've been doing that for this album. There's a few little clips for people to listen to. I also occasionally post music that I wouldn't otherwise be releasing as Unrequited. Like if I just kind of mess around and make something, and I'm like, well, I don't know what this is. Let's post it on Patreon and be like, hey, here's something that I made that has no purpose.
That's
but,
sweet.
But you can listen to it. Yeah, it's usually.
Here's a little idea for you.
Yeah, sure.
So I saw, this singer of Havoc. He's got a Patreon, and he does monthly hangouts.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And that could be a good idea for you. I don't know.
So is that something where he just like hops in like a Discord server and just like
no. So he'd make a Zoom meet, and all these people can hang out.
Okay. Yeah.
And then they just basically shoot the shit with you.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's kind of a cool idea. I like that. I mean, like, I feel like that could be mayhem, though. What, like, people are like, there's 400 people just talking at the same time, and someone's yelling like penis.
No, because they're all muted.
Oh, so he unmutes them when they want to talk.
No, basically you'll be talking and they'll raise their hand basically, and you'll unmute them. Okay,
so it's like somewhere between like a Q&A and like a actual conversation, I guess.
Yeah, it's basically just like hey, I'm hanging out. This is kind of cool. Do it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's definitely cool. I mean,
Card Effects did it. They did it. I've just seen a lot of people. I don't know. It just works. But
yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be like a little more involved with like hanging out with people by doing like Twitch and stuff. Right. But I never feel like I have like any content to like to actually warrant doing a live stream. Like I pretty much always do it when I have this like annoying, tedious task that I need to do,
like
music wise.
Yeah, like a roadmap or something.
Like I usually have to like, well, this was like something that I used to do more in the past, but I used to tab out a lot of the music that I wrote in like a tablature program, like guitar tabs.
Nice.
And then I would export all of that into my digital audio workstation and kind of assign real instruments to those things and then just like kind of fix it up. So I would always stream that process because it's just like this annoying thing that I have to do, and I don't have to like be creative on demand in front of people.
Yeah, so, I've tried doing that once and it didn't work out.
But like actually writing in front of an audience, or
correct? Yep, that's exactly what I tried doing, and it did not work out.
Yeah, that scares me because like I feel like I would get like performance anxiety or something, and then I would just write like I would by accident write like the Thomas the Tank Engine theme song or something.
No, I just turned on the clean guitar. That's exactly what I did. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm gonna just play something soft here.
I would definitely end up just writing like meme music, but I do it to some extent. Like some of the stuff that I do on stream is like creativity and like writing parts because once I import everything into my DAW, there's still like stuff that I need to add, so I can do that. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I know people like to just hang out and like talk, but I can never bring myself to like start a live stream and be like, all right, guys, today we're doing nothing. What's up? Like, let's just hang out and talk. And then there's like 6 people there. And then you have to like drive some sort of conversation if no one's talking. So that sucks.
Dude, it's definitely, I mean, I just started doing like interviews where I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to just talk.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. I'm going to figure out, like, I already know like your interest, and I'm going to just kind of mold a conversation. And a lot of the times they're better than the, I don't know, scripted thing. Because it's more natural.
Yeah. As long as there are 2 people like conversing, like it's definitely not going to be weird. So like your idea of doing the whole like meetups thing like would definitely work. You know, there's people there that are like going to be talking, and so it's more of like a real conversation. But when you have the Twitch like audience kind of thing going on, it's like, yo, this is super weird because I'm just talking.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah. Like, that's why like I have to have the music stuff going on in the background so that when there's dead air, I'm just like, okay, well, I'm working now and I'll wait for the next question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wrap it up with let's see. If you had to describe the newest album with one word, what would it be?
With one word. With one word.
And then you got to do it for the Ember and the Ash.
Yeah. I think this is hard. I feel like I want to look up like synonyms or something for like basic words that that are coming to mind. But I would
Don't say
say
the wrong word, or the elitists are going to come after you, dude.
yeah, exactly. Um, I would say like I don't want to be like too generic with like the answer that I give, but I would probably say something like beautiful or ambiance or some shit.
There you go.
This record is like
so it's a
yeah,
brighter feel.
yeah, it is. It's similar to my third record, which is kind of the more upbeat, brighter, like post rock kind of thing. It's closer to that. It's more like on the uplifting side than on the darker side. Maybe uplifting would be a good word. But it's still different. Like it's everything that I do is a little bit different from the last thing. And the main thing that sets this one apart is the heavy use of clean vocals.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So
Oh boy.
yeah, I touched on cleans on the last record, just like very minimally in a couple of parts. And now they're on like every song in this one. And there's still no lyrics either. It's still just like
Hey, I'm with it.
like oohs and ahs and shit. Yeah.
I'm with clean singing, man.
And if
Everybody
I were
hates on it, but
yeah, no, I love that shit too. If I were to give one word for the Embers record, I would probably say just like um one word. Shit. One word so much harder than you think it is. It's almost like deranged or like um abrasive and like these are not the right words. It's tough.
Hey, it's good.
It's tough. So
I gotta at least add one of these questions in that make people think.
yeah, I need a new
It's
question.
my favorite part.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Having people
This
be like,
question,
"What
yeah.
are you asking?" Like,
No, I get it. I totally get the question. It's just so much harder to like I don't know. It's just so hard to
no,
define. Like I struggle to define my music anyway. Like when people are like, "Oh, what's your album about?" I'm like, "Oh God, like
yeah,
how do I
no.
put this into words?" And then putting it to one.
The reaction usually when I do one of these questions is like, "Oh fuck, you're making me think on this."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't like to think, man. But yeah, no, it's dark. Like if I were to just give it a really simple word, it's just really dark.
Okay,
It's
there it is.
yeah, it's based around like mental illness and intrusive thoughts and things of that nature. So it's definitely dark.